Right then, this is the cheap adventure to Brno in the Czech Republic. And let's start this adventure off with the tallest tower in Brno, which is this tower, which has some really epic 4 meter a second cone MX18 eco discs. Sadly though, a lot of the floors are locked off. How are we going to get up his tower? By of course, surfing a lift! And here I'm at the top of the tower. Sadly I did not manage to get on the roof. Let's now take a ride inside these lifts at full speed. So then, let's continue to explore the offices area of Brno and along to the next office tower, which is this one, which has some Otis lifts. It's slow. I don't think it has much meaning to that. It's to show you something to make it look good rather than it actually has any real meaning. And now we go along to the Marriott Hotel. This hotel has some Schindler 5500 lifts. And along to the service lifts. It's not destination dispatch. Where's it go at? Maybe it's on the ground floor. For one lift? Nah. And along to the next lifts. And now along I go to an under construction metro tram station in Brno. Let's go and explore it. And here's the lift. Sadly though, the lift looks like a piece of crap, although on top it does have a good chassis. Let's now go down to the platforms and explore this station. There's just something about under construction metro stations that are so interesting to explore. And now we go along to our shopping centre, which is Campus Square. This shopping centre was not as good as I hoped. It's got its food court area which looks quite nice. But most of the shopping centre has this more sort of outlet centre sort of style. This doesn't really look that much different to one of those sort of out of town outlet centre things that you get in the UK. It's not really that interesting. Over the other end where the Tesco is, there is a lift, but it's just a shit gen too. So let's move quickly on to the next building, which is the university. And along to the first lift, which is an unusual bottom drive lift.
Dveře se zavírají. Kabina jede nahoru. Třetí patro. Dveře se otvírají. Dveře se zavírají.
Let's explore the university.
Kabina jde dolů. První patro. Dveře se otvírají.
So then now we go to the city centre of Brno. And along to the next lift, which is an Arona worm drive lift. Let's surf it. And in the city centre is this small shopping centre. This This part here looks like it used to have an atrium where you could look up the entire centre, but if you look up you can see I've added covers to it so the atrium no longer has its effect, and lifts here are cone ecodisc lifts. They didn't really go as fast as I hoped they would. Oh, we've been atrium there. Oh, that's a shame. It would have been really nice atrium to set up the whole shopping centre. And now we go along to the central train station. Let's take a look around this station. This station's got some interesting trains. And this bit of footage here is not playing backwards, they actually are reversing a train without a loco at the other end. That's dangerous. Lovely train. An old carriage with a double deck in the middle and some wild carriages. That is so weird. Take a look. Now this here's your double deck. This is so odd. It's so odd. That's your old deck train. That looks quite modern. It's actually a bit old looking, but kind of new looking. But a carriage connected onto it. If you go from here to the next carriage, it's a right old vintage carriage. Why are these two carriages joined together? One of the weirdest trains I've ever seen. So then, let's now go along to the Tesco shopping centre near the station. To be honest, this centre would not look out of place if it was in England. It's got a Tesco shop on the lowest floor, and it's got this lift here that goes up to the upper floors. So at the other end of the shopping centre, there is another shopping centre. Let's take a look at this one. This shopping centre has got this great big lift. It looks like it's big enough to be a 4-to-1 lift. And it's also got these Otis passenger lifts. And continuing with the theme of shopping centres, now to the next shopping centre, which is Futurem Shopping Centre. This is a large out-of-town shopping centre. Let's take a look around it. This shopping centre's got a very disappointing Otis lift. it's now night time. And along we go to the Grand Hotel. And the lifts here have been modernised by Otis.
Shit.
So the top floors look like it's building site where they're refurbishing it all. On the lower floors it looks like this. It's got some chandeliers near the lifts that make it quite posh looking, but the rest of the hotel's fairly ordinary looking. And now let's take a look at the central train station at night time. And now we go along to the place where I stayed in Brno, which is this hostel in the city centre, and it's got a nice Schindler smart lift, which sadly was not working. This lift looks like it hasn't worked for a very long time. And this here is my hostel room. This is a dormitory room. I don't really like staying in dormitories, but I decided to stay in this one because it's got the privacy curtains, which makes it not so bad. One thing I find that's lacking in Europe is capsule hotels, because a capsule hotel is the perfect value for money. It offers more privacy than a dorm, but it's cheaper than having your own room, and I really feel like capsule hotels should take off more in Europe. And now we go along to this 1930s looking shopping centre. This shopping centre is very interesting. Sadly though, the lifts have been horribly modernised. And along we go to this building in the city centre, which I'd describe as a units to let style building with various little businesses in it. The lifts are some custom brass themed NMX 11 lifts going with a full speed of 1.75 meters a second. As it's a hot day and I had a lot of belongings on me, I actually left a lot of my belongings on top of this lift while I explored Brno. That's a bit risky because I was a bit worried that when I came back my belongings would be here, and also I was quite worried that the place would close before I came back and I wouldn't be able to get back to the lift to pick up my stuff. Luckily though, it all went well, so lift shafts can be used as rather risky free baggage storage areas. Also in this building is this bit here. Do you think there used to be an old lift in this stairwell? I'm not sure. And now we go along to the next building, which has a nice cone power disc.
Lifts there, logic is there.
That makes no sense. And along to the next building. This building looked like it had some Asian generics of possibly Mitsubishi lifts, but these have now been replaced with shitty Spanish or Italian style generics, which are just complete shit. Now, this ain't worth filming because it's shit, but I want to see what the old lift is they're modding, because that looks far more interesting than this. It's got a fish. They're supposed to place that picture of our own picture, but most places don't, they just leave it on the defaults. We look in the other lift shaft to see if there's any remains of the older lifts, and there's this scaffolding in the lift shaft, but from here we can see the other lift moving. And on the tramways, there is this weird watchtower, which looks very weird. Make sure you stay tuned to my YouTube channel because I've got a separate video of the trams coming up later. Now we go along to an out of town train station. Let's take a look around this station.
Příští směr jízdy dolů. Dveře se zavírají. První podzemní podlaží. Dveře se otvírají.
Good idea.